Okay, this week I put together this tone bender. And I took some footage while I was building it. And so I thought I would just make a separate video and go ahead and show you guys that footage right now.
All right, this is my tone bender from a few years ago. I never made a video about it. OC75 transistors. So it's been in a couple of boxes. It ended up in my box that had 6 different fuzz pedals in it. The lead dress is a joke. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to remove these trimmers, measure them, replace them with a fixed resistor. This, or maybe, okay, this trimmer is not actually soldered. It's just in that spot. And I'm thinking I may keep it in there. I may solder that in. It's questionable. I may solder that in to replace the 100K that connects to the second transistor. The other trimmer down here is the one for the regular bias, then it's connected to another pot. The wiring's ridiculous. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I know what I was thinking. It was just I was experimenting and just soldering things in and trying them. And it actually is a killer sounding tone bender. Don't ask me why it got lost in an enclosure. I opened up this enclosure that used to have 6 fuzz pedals in it, had 3 left I guess, and this was one of them. So it was like a buried treasure find. Okay, I've got all these trimmers. So this trimmer connects to the pot to create a network to bias the third transistor. And I kind of treat that like a tone knob. I mean, not treble to bass, but a way to shape the tone of the effect. So that's going to stay, but I'm going to measure what this trim pot is set to and replace it with a fixed resistor connected to the pot. So that'll clean that up a little bit. And the trimmer that's glued to the back of the pot is the one that is either the 100K or 47K that goes to the second transistor. Okay, I think I'm going to keep the wires for the pots. They're fine. I kind of wanted to do an all cloth wire build, but you know, it's just for looks when you do that. I think I'm going to keep this one. I used desoldering braid, Radio Shack brand. Check that out, guys. Good old Radio Shack. To clean up, you can't really see, to clean up the pads where I just took the wires out so that they'll be easy to put new wires in. So I went ahead and soldered the trimmer directly to the back of the board, so that when it sits in the enclosure you won't see a trimmer, which I don't know why, but I think it's cool to not show the trimmer. And the value I had it set at was 18K, which is unusual. So looks like I'll have some biasing to do once I get this thing hooked up. I've also started doing the offboard. This pot, I cleaned it up, took the epoxy off the back, sucked the solder out of the lugs, so that's gonna work. Alright, made more progress on the offboard wiring. This little thing right there, that is a voltage inverter to convert the 9 volts to negative 9 volts, because this effect uses PNP transistors, which require a negative 9 volt in this circuit. So instead of having to use a separate power supply or something special, I just have a little bit of filtered negative 9 volt power down there. How about that? Alright guys, it's done. I ended up having a couple of problems with wires that I kept. Remember when I was like, I think I'm gonna keep those, they look fine. I had to replace one of them. But I got it biased up, and now I'm just gonna mess around the house and then play this thing. So in the video you see that I decided to use the wiring that was already hooked to the pots. Well, it turned out one of those wires was just not, like, when you'd move it, it would want to cut in and out. And the solder joints look just fine, so you never know. My first instinct was to rewire the whole thing, and I should have just went with that because I had to troubleshoot after everything was wired together. Anyway, it turned out great. I got a really cool sounding tone bender. I'll put some links to the demo videos in the description. I really like the OC75. It's not the first tone bender I built, but it's the first one with the OC75s, and it's a good sound. It's a good sounding fuzz pedal. Anyway, I'm Bird Snake. Thanks for watching.